Hey guys, my name is Mitchell. Sometimes I go by Royce online. Uh, this is kind of actually super late, but I'm gonna do a kind of a deck list of my Anubismon for 18th at Digimon Nationals in the US. Um, I'm gonna be deconstructing my deck later on and rebuilding it into Levia, but I kind of wanted to go over what my deck list was and kind of the choices I made. So to kind of do a brief overview, I ended up going 18th. I lost to Bryce in top 32. I had my 2-round bye at the start. Then I played Yellow Vaccine, which I won. Oh no, my bad. I played Anubis, and then I played Yellow Vaccine. So I played 4 Anubis, and then I played 4 Red Hybrids, and then I played 1 Yellow Vaccine, and then in finals I just played Anubis. So overall I did real good, but I teched the deck mostly for Red Hybrid, and that was kind of my main focus. So I actually did exactly what I planned. All right, so let's go over my rookies. First set, you got the 4 Ignite. Ignite is one of the backbones of the deck, especially for the Merver Cross. Then you got the 4 Gobblies, makes it really cheap. Then I just went 2-2 on my Floodgates here. Really trying to counter the other Anubismon decks. Then I went 4 Ogre. The Ogre line is super powerful in purple decks. I went 3 of the Dober. You can on-play Retaliation for him, and then you can also go ahead and Digivolve up for 1 onto a Gobbly, so super good. Okay, then here's where the techs start coming in. So Soulmon is directly for Red Hybrids. 1 Soulmon makes it so that your Saberdramons are now 7k, so Crimson Blaze does not kill your Saberdramons. 1 Soulmon makes it so that your Blue Maras are 8k, so they can't be deleted by Crimson Blaze. If you get both Soulmons, now Soulmon can't even be deleted by Crimson Blaze, so it's super nice in that fashion. Like, it came in handy all the time for Red Hybrid. You just make them super big. Blue Mara is the top of the line, so you go with the Gobbly, Ogre, Blue Mara, so you Digivolve basically for 1 and get all that memory back, and then following turns you're just spitting out memory with Anubis. Maycrack, super good on the mirror and for if they have floodgates. Worked all the time. One of the Red Hybrid players ended up using the Gatsumon, the red floodgate, and you just popped it with Maycrack going up your line. It's also a 6 cost level 5, so you're able to play it for free with Anubis. Anubis, the boss monster of the deck. Card's dumb. Should have never been printed. If you read the effect, you may trash up to 3 cards in your hand, then play 1 purple Digimon card from your trash with the play cost reduced by 3 for each card you discard, reduced by further 1. Just gave you way too much value. You had so many options. The biggest option you had Mervamon. So Mervamon, you could go ahead and cross, and that she would play for 8, get a refund of 1, so that would be for 7. Anubis gets you the 6 more discount, so you play Mervamon out for 1 and get 2 more bodies. You play out Floodgates, you play out sometimes you play out Ogre if you want to further plays. There's all sorts of options you have to take that you can do. So now we start getting into some tech cards. I played 1 Nidhogg. This was basically so that sometimes they would try to choke you or try to count how much memory you needed to do your plays, and they would try to leave you 1 short, and sometimes you could Nidhogg and get away with keeping turn with Anubis and Merva on the field, getting into a Saberdramon, swinging over their big body. So that was kind of my purpose on that. Leviamon, probably one of the best decks cards in the deck. came in handy, especially for the mirror. It solved a lot of problems. It popped big bodies. I never ran into Machine Dramon. I didn't play Ben Ben. But it allows you to pop the Machine Dramons. It allows you to pop everything. Like, it's cool. Death X came in very good handy for the mirror. I had a turn a game where I was dead to rights, but I was able to push up Anubis, and then I was able to play out Death X by Anubismon effect, de-digivolve things, pop the level 5, and like, you know, they had the Anubis board set up completely, but they didn't have a Psychmon, so I just went up and just went boop and deleted their whole board. And then I had Anubis Death X, and I was like, okay, cool. Next turn, I just win. Unless you clear this Anubis. Shine Gray Ruin Mode, super good card. Also helps you just lock out the game. So it also helps you for following turns. So you would have Mervamon, Ignitemon. If you swung out all of that, and they just had something back in the raising, you just Digivolved on top of Merva. Yeah, you didn't care if you gave them 5 or not, if they can't play out any Digimon. And then next turn you swing with Shine Gray Ruin Mode, pop your own Merva stack, so then you could bring it back with Anubis. And you got the recover off of it, so I mean, like, it just gave you super good value. Option cards. I played one of Calling. This was pretty much so I could delete my own Merva or bring back my own Anubis from trash. So I delete Merva, bring back Anubis. If I was short in hand, I could also bring back the Nidhogg to pretty much make this for free. So I mean, like, there were so many just follow-on plays, and it gave you more things to trash from hand, so you didn't lose on a hand size. I played 3 purple memory boosts. They were just for consistency. There's no reason not to play memory boosts. And then the best card was Wisdom Training. Wisdom Training always gave you the most amount of benefit. I mean, like, you just pretty much just wisdom. Okay, cool, I can go to Anubis. You just sometimes you kind of, you know, play the roulette. You know, you Suno, Gobbly. Then it's always best to play a Wisdom instead of Digivolving, since you didn't get a blind draw, you had a search, and you could choose. So Wisdom's always preferred over Digivolving, and also it allowed you to possibly Digivolve into Saber Dramon to clear out bodies if you needed to clear. If they got like a level 6, like super fast or something dumb, you could go ahead and do that, so that way you could clear that body out. But that is about it for Anubis. It was a great deck. Super fun to play. It's one of my favorite decks. I plan on keep on making some Digimon content here, and I'll probably lean a little bit away from Pokemon if you've been on my channel for a little bit, just because I've been having more success with Digimon, and besides for that I work on the weekends mostly, so Digimon I'm able to play through the week, and Pokemon, all the regionals are always on the weekend, and to get the amount of points to get to the higher level tournaments like Worlds for Pokemon is a lot more difficult. While Digimon, I continue seeing success and continue getting national invites. They have some weekend regionals some weekday regionals every so often, and I have fairly good success for regionals, where it seems like if I play in like 2 or 3 regionals, I'll at least top one of them. So, and I topped nationals, so I plan to continue this. I feel like I'm better suited for the card game. Now, going on, EX6, I plan to play Masty because that's my favorite deck. I'm trying to sort out what exactly to play for that. 7 Great Demon Lords is kind of a thorn in my side for Masty, because that 7 Great Demon Lord is like the deck to beat. So, plan to make some future content here. I'm going to probably cut this video off and replace some cards for my good old Leviamon deck. I I don't think I'm gonna play Anubis Recycle. I found that that just the Pear Leviah is just better than Anubis Recycle. Anubis Recycle is kind of fun. If you guys want to still relive some good old Anubis days and high roll, just like it's cool. So you're pretty much playing Labras at the bottom of the deck, because if you play Labras at the bottom, then then you get to bring back your Anubis and Mervas. So that's the idea there. If you're some contention points of, I thought about running Uber. I did not. That's kind of what my Nidhogg here is. Uber would have been a great choice. It helps a little bit more with the Anubis matchup as well. And I also ran 2 Soulmons when Bryce only ran 1. So, I have a few different contention points of some other Anubismon decks, but this was what I came to in the end. Death X was really good. The Spotamon was a card I was thinking about playing. I did some testing with it. I liked it okay. When it came in handy, it came in handy. When it didn't, it didn't. And so, I ended up coming on this build. I did have a super high rolly deck at one point that I liked. So there was a high rolly combo where I used Raremon and so you pretty much ogre. So you play out the Merva with the Anubis, right? And then you would ogre and then Raremon. Raremon allowed you to ditch a card and you gain a memory off the ogre, so you'd now be playing Merva for 0. Then you would Jogress the ogre and the Raremon into a Chimeramon, and then you would stitch in like a Blue Mara or an Ignite or literally any memory gain card. And then you would Digivolve into another Anubismon. And so you could go from that. You would end up playing another Anubis, which you would Digivolve for 2, and then you Digivolve for 4, and then you get 2 memory back. So if you had a boost, you would do it for free, and then you go ahead and if you could play another Mervamon, so your whole entire board would look like Anubis, Merva, Anubis on a Chimera stack. You could also end up Digivolving with the Raremon. You could also tuck one of these under instead, and you wouldn't get that extra memory, but you would go ahead and be able to pop some floodgates and stuff like that, and you get all your colors and everything like that. And then you'd have Merva, and then you would have, you probably want to go with 1 floodgate, 1 or 2 floodgates mattering on that. So you could have this absolutely nasty board here, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Digimon, and not only is it 6 Digimon, but you have 2 Anubis, 2 Merva, so it's a super hard board to break. That makes it so that the opponent would have to break the whole board or just lose. But it was high rolly. I think getting high placements in tournaments does require some luck and a lot of practice. If your deck has the capability of high rolling, then that also kind of allows you to get through some sticky situations. So if you know what high roll you can go for, sometimes that's the best option. And I put literally hundreds of games into this Anubismon deck, so my practice just paid off. I just, Wally some of them, I 2-0'd most of my Red Hybrids opponents, which I consider to be one of the bad matchups for the deck. It's just knowing how to play your deck. I'm looking forward to this upcoming year with the Store Regionals. I usually do really good at my locals, but my locals stacked. Out of 6 of us, I think, that went to nationals. 3 of us made it to top 64. My buddy Gray and then Kevin also made it into tops. Kevin went on a little further than I did, and like my locals is stacked where most of us end up having regional championships under our belts. Most of us, practically every single one of us that played at nationals, all had the 2-round bye. I mean, so it's a super stacked locals, but I'm really looking forward to seeing what the regionals of the future has. Okay, well, I'm gonna sign off here. If you guys like my content just a little bit, just shoot me over a subscribe, maybe like it. I'm gonna try to make more content in the future, but I'm a little spotty all all the time on making content. But I do appreciate the support for those who do have. I hope you like my little mat. It is literally my favorite mat for top 32. That's kind of. I would have liked the jacket, but I mean the mat's close to my heart. I absolutely love it. I love playing Digimon. I really enjoy this card game, probably more than I should. So stay tuned in the future. I plan to do some Mastamon stuff. I have way too much Mastamon gear as it goes. And I'm going to have to figure out how to beat 7 Great Demon Lord with Masty consistently if I want to play it in the future. Otherwise, for different big events, I'll just end up going to 7 Great Demon Lords. I guess for kind of the PSS, the postscripts here, I do think that purple is the best color in Digimon. Just overall, just recycling resources, being able to play from trash as a second hand, and your trash always grows, so using that as a resource I think is a little unfair compared to some of the other colors. And purple happens to be my favorite color, so like not just the purple archetype cards, but purple as the actual color is my favorite color. So alright.